it's become a strange trend. And I think we're going to start our discussion today talking about that, Harsha. I did use the phrase, I think maybe one of the overused phrases, but sometimes true, a good toss to lose when you're batting under no pressure, having been put in by the opposition with the way the last two games have gone.
It's an interesting expression that in itself, a good toss to lose, because it suggests that the captain wasn't certain of what to do. And sometimes because you don't know, that's okay. But most times as a captain, you've got to believe, you've got to know what you're going to do when you go out. I liked what MS said actually there. He said, look, there is advantage in batting second. Because some teams have made mistakes batting first doesn't mean that therefore we should start batting first. But it's now 5-1. And it's also coincided with a lot of fast bowlers bowling well up front. I mean, look at those numbers. What's also happening with teams chasing is they're losing wickets as well. Now, look at the last three games, which are reasonably big results, 4, 2 and 5. So they're losing wickets up front to what both Simon and I love watching, which is quality fast bowling in T20 cricket. I mean, for a long time, they were like the snake charmers carrying defanged cobras, and suddenly they've got their teeth back and it's fantastic.
Yeah, it tells you something though. The story it does tell, Gautam and Harsha, is that if you are sent into bat and you bat really well and you put 190 to 200 plus on board, it is extremely difficult to chase it down. And you're putting the opposition under enormous pressure. All of a sudden, your two opening bowlers bowl really well, pick up a couple of early wickets, and the opposition find themselves in serious trouble and cannot find their way out of it. So it doesn't matter whether you win the toss or lose the toss. Whatever you do first, just do it really well and you'll be in the game. And I'd like to see a toss. I'd like to see a toss this IPL season where Dew wasn't mentioned. I don't think it's going to happen.
Fair enough. Let's assume we put Dew out of the way. Harsha, the point that you made about the wickets, and that graphic showed it, about the number of wickets they're losing. So maybe teams will also look at that. Every team has an analyst and they'll be showing them saying, what if we play a little bit more careful up front and keep wickets in hand, and then that bat 10 becomes easier.
Yeah, that's true. The analysts will be telling them a lot of things, but there's still no substitute in T20 cricket, as Dooley just said. If a team makes 180 plus, 180, 190 plus, there is pressure on the top three to get you off to a good start and say, we need 50 plus, we need 55, 50, 55 plus for no more than 0 or 1 wickets down. So there is pressure on them to go for it. The moment you play 2 quiet overs, you're 5 for no loss in 2, the asking rate goes up. So there is pressure, and I think that is where you're losing wickets. Your team, the chases are getting a little one-sided, so maybe they'll tell themselves, doesn't matter, we'll keep wickets and go for it at the end, as Mayank Agarwal showed against Delhi. So I'll wait and see if that happens. So I'm really keen to see how CSK play in their second innings with their 2-in-1 player, especially. Faf can block and Faf can hit. Which Faf comes up, we'll wait and see.
Just one more question to finish this discussion, Simon. Do you think we're going to have to wait till the first double header before we see a team winning the toss and batting first and changing that trend?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Look, it's going to be that 2 o'clock start local time is going to be very, very tough. It's really warm in the middle of the afternoon. It's not going to be easy. And I think they will hope that that surface just dries out a little bit. The only thing against that was if you've got, I just wonder whether this trend will be so far gone that we might see something before that first 2 o'clock game, because we don't have the double headers until October, and I know we're only a few days away from that. But it'd be nice to see those afternoon games, and I think you will see a complete change of tactics. Bat first, runs on the board, and let your bowlers bowl just slightly later in the afternoon when it perhaps has cooled a little bit.